Happy Monday morning, EDUT 520. I hope everyone had an amazing week last week, and it's week 8, so you made it. Let's go through this week. There's not a whole lot to go through, and most of it I think you know, but let's start with a quote as always. I don't want to be a product of my environment. I want my environment to be a product of me. And that's from the character Frank Costello in The Departed. And it really is just, I love this quote because it's about controlling what you can control, right? We can't control other things. We can control ourselves and how we act within the environment we're in. And that really can make us control our own impact of those around us. So it's the last week. You guys have been amazing amazing in week 7 with all your posts. All those little mini lessons are phenomenal, and you guys have done a great job. And so keep working through this program and keep just pushing through. Every class is different, and every class obviously has different content, but there's different dynamics. And so make sure you're pushing through and really getting out of it what you need to become a better teacher every day. So this final week 8, still looking through some stuff, 21st century curriculum, which once again, remember, we are in the 21st century. So this isn't something in the future. This is right now. And design and assessment within our American system, principles for design within the 21st century, and then formative and summatives in relation to curriculum. You're actually also going to be looking at a lot of different countries in the content. So if we jump over and look at chapter 10 in the text, it's all about curriculum in other parts of the world. And so I know Finland is one that there's, everyone always points to, but also it's Australia and China and Brazil. And there's a lot of great information there. I would say a little side note is know that each country has their differences. And so one model can't just be plucked and placed into another country. I use Finland, for example. Their language learner population is like 0.04%. Because everyone there is pretty homogeneous, meaning, they all really come from the same culture and speak the same language. And so, we're here in America and specifically in California, most of you are in LA, geez, most schools are closer to 50%, right? Depending on the area you live in. And so that changes things. That doesn't mean we can't find pieces to learn from those countries, though. So, but I always like to throw that caveat of know that there are some differences and reasons why different countries do different things. Then there's 2 videos. This one's only 5 minutes long, 4.5 minutes long. And then this one is about 9 minutes. So, you have about 15 minutes of video, and I want to say about 36 pages. So there's not a ton of content this week, but you do need all that content to do your 2 discussion posts. And so DBQ1 is, where does the American education process stand? So after, reading about the different countries, what insights do you have on our system? And then what are we doing well and where can we improve based on specific pieces from some of the other countries? Remember, this week, initials are due Wednesday, and your responses are due by Friday because the class ends Friday at 11:59 p.m. Question 2, where does your school stand in the arena of global education? If your school is already moving in some of those directions, give us examples. And if it's not, what's way you individually, personally can make some changes, even if it's only in your classroom. So those are the 2 discussion posts, and then you have your Unit 7 assessment plan, the last piece for this course. And I know I went over this in detail last week as well, but really there are 3 main parts. You have to have at least 1 formative assessment for each of your 5 lessons. You could have more, but you need at least 1 formative for each lesson. And include all the information, handouts, rubrics, anything that you need to give me so I can understand what the assessments are, and make sure they're linked to your essential questions and your learning outcomes. The second part is an overall summative assessment for the unit. And like I mentioned, sometimes in the past I have students that they have smaller summatives for some of the lessons. That's totally fine. But you need an overall summative as well. If it's pen and paper, make sure you give the answer key. Then it's project-based examples, instructions, rubric, all that kind of good stuff. And then the third part is a one-page reflection paper in APA formatting, hitting all those 4 topics right there. If you have any questions this week as you're working through this, please reach out to me. I have a feeling a lot of you are well on your way on that. And then really I have enjoyed learning from your guys' discussions. It's been amazing. And I want to leave with one last quote. You owe the world your gifts. You just have to figure out how to use them. And that's from Uncle Ben and the Amazing Spider-Man. Have a great week and have a great rest of your program here at Concordia University.